Hi, kindergartners. It's Miss Ferro. I hope you're having a spectacular day. So, today's read aloud is another sunflower story, but this one's a nonfiction story, and it's called A Field of Sunflowers. And we're going to get to see some really awesome photographs in this nonfiction story. At the end of the story, I want you to think about two things that you can do with sunflowers. So, let's get started. Gordon looks out over his field and decides this year he will plant something different. First, he must prepare the ground for planting. The disc plow loosens the hard-packed soil to let it breathe. The planter plants one seed at a time in long rows that stretch from one side of the field to the other. It growls as it moves back and forth all afternoon. After only one day, the soil's warmth and moisture have helped each seed to germinate or sprout. A tiny plant called a cotyledon pushes its way out of the seed and up through the soil. Rain helps to speed up the process. About 10 days after germination, the cotyledons reach their destination, daylight. From the sunflower cotyledons, the first leaves appear. The once tender little plants are now growing taller, bigger, and stronger with each passing day. Although 6 weeks have passed since germination, the plants have a long way to grow to reach their adult height. As they grow, the sunflower plants seek the sun. Each morning, the tip of every plant in the field points towards the exact spot where the sun rises. As the sun moves overhead, the plants turn with it until they bid the sun goodbye at dusk. Overnight, the plants turn back to the east and prepare to greet the morning sun. Again, this movement is called phototropism. The plants grow between 6 and 8 feet tall. Heavy buds begin to form. At this time, the stalk fibers stiffen, making the plant stronger. From now on, the plants will face the sunrise. Finally, one day, the sun casts its rosy light on the field's first bloom. Within a week, a field of sunflowers shines in the sun. Each sunflower plant has only one bloom or head. Word of Gordon's field spreads quickly, and soon people drive out from the city to see for themselves. Families bring their children for picnics, photographers shoot roll after roll of film, and artists work to capture the beauty in oil, pastel, and watercolor. One day, a path is cut. The narrow walkway winds its way through the blooms and allows sunflower lovers to feel almost as though they are part of the field. Each head of a sunflower is, in fact, a cluster of hundreds of tiny small flowers called florets. A sunflower seed cannot be formed without pollination. Pollination occurs when a grain of pollen is moved from the floret's anther to the stigma. Sunflowers depend on bees and many other insects to carry the pollen to the stigma. Gordon is very proud to celebrate the glory of the sunflowers. He hosts a dinner party underneath the oak trees in his backyard next to the field. The blooms last for about 2 weeks before they fade. Each bloom is now full of hundreds of seeds, each containing the potential to be another tall sunflower plant. But Gordon decides not to harvest the heads for their seeds. Though the plants will die, the seeds in the flowers' heads are still very much alive. The once beautiful field becomes a gigantic bird feeder for cardinals and red-winged blackbirds and mockingbirds, doves, and all sorts of other birds. The end. I hope you enjoyed that story, A Field of Sunflowers. Wouldn't it be awesome if we could go find a field of sunflowers? So think of 2 things that the people can do with sunflowers, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye.